Greetings, traveler.
So we are going to be watching an XQN game. XQN just pretty much one of the best players we have. More often rank 1 on Europe than not. Also qualified for the China EU tournament. Like he's going to be in the big super tournament. So pretty cool. So we see him go with a Marin. It's a Beast Ellie Mech Murloc Pirate. I guess before I continue, let's first get a bit of a snapshot of what the heroes look like. Syndragosa, ETC, Lich King, AFK. AFK being, 3 and a 4 again, Marin. You can access this as well. You can also download that. You have a tracker in-game that helps you with an overlay with these heroes. So, XQN sort of intuitively said, oh, I think Marin is going to be good here, and the stats do confirm that, so that's cool to see. So this is Beasts in, so Macaw is really powerful in this meta, as we suspected during the review. Goes for the Discovery, and then he just goes for the Tad as well. Mechanum is not bad this season with the robots, but Fireball is fine, right? Do they add anomalies anytime in the season? No, you never know. You never know. Probably not, because we just had anomalies. But it's, yeah, you never really know. It's a mid-season gimmick. So I'm actually not 100% sure now that we have a new gimmick, right? Time Warp Tavern, whether we are going to get an additional gimmick in the mid-season. That is possible for sure, though. They've done double, like Buddy plus Anomaly, for instance, right? So very, very possible that they're going to go for that. Okay, plays the Murloc now to get the buff from the Hot Springer. That makes total sense, of course. So this is a curve that has been pretty common for this meta because we no longer have the buddy meter to worry about. It's okay to lose some early fights to get an advantage later on. And that's what XQN is doing right now. Like, he's not losing here because Silas is likely on the same curve. But it's going to tier 3 on turn 4 and then potentially going to tier 4 on turn 5, but he does have his trinket here. So if he doesn't take a super cheap trinket, he can't really do that. I guess he was looking for Murloc trinkets and he was like, where are my Murloc trinkets, bro? What the hell? So binoculars are not bad. It's like Giga Tempo, but he can't really level as he does that. So he might be looking at Splinter as well to just level. He does have a good shop though. So he goes for the money on the Splinter. Goes for the roll. Whoa, okay. Like, wait. Recovery. Yeah, that seems to be something he really likes. Okay, so I'm going to rewind 1 second to that tavern. So he's on this tavern. So what triggers him to know that he's going to sell? Because he starts with that, right? Like, he sells the scout here. Like, he knows he's selling the scouts, which is a little weird already because he's like, oh, I'm gonna need this gold. But it's also very possible that he just wants the tempo and he's just like, I can't afford to keep a 1/1 on my board an extra turn. But this is very interesting to me because my brain doesn't work this way, where I would approach this more from a gold perspective. And I look at this and I say, okay, if I just stay here, I would likely buy the briny, the hooktail, and the pants. But XQN is not interested in that at all, and instead goes then for this line. He might have been looking for something like Gambler to set off the Splinter, or just more economy in general. That's possible, because he does need to get up to 15 gold, and if he knows he is selling most of his board to get there, the Hooktail probably doesn't make that much sense. So that would be already a fair explanation. Where if he's trying to proc this Splinter for the Golden Tier 5, he just knows that he's going to have to sell units to get there, and there's not much point investing in this Hooktail. That would be my best guess. All right, we have a Time Warp. Shutterwalk, Hero Power. Oh, he just slams it. I love it. I love it. There's like not even time to compare. Okay. That is something I have seen from the Time Warp, which I'm going to probably apply a little bit more. Oh, he didn't need to play the Murloc. You're right. You're right. Sorry, it's just like completely irrelevant. Oh, he's got Volumizer, so he's like, oh, I'm just farming Volumizers. Okay, that's fair. Right, but what I was saying is he slammed that. That's a good shot. Stop interrupting yourself. He slammed that Shutterwalk Hero Power, and that is something that I do see a lot of people do. where they are less interested in the super directional stuff, and they just take a nice boost, unless it's like just an OP directional thing. But most of the time when I see the high level players now jam their first time warp shop, they're all about, you know, just give me a little boost here, give me a little bit of that, but I'm not looking for something like that upbeat upstart, which does make a lot of sense because that's how the game is played at a high level. You're oh, sorry. I guess XUM was talking in the VOD, and that's why the editor didn't cut. It's just like move forward. The it's just good gameplay, right? Like not deciding your strategy super early on. So sometimes you just need to be reminded of common sense. So I'm gonna take that into my own games as well, where I'm just like, okay, just give me this neutral, nice little upgrade, similar to how we played Trinkets, and then I have this little boost to my board, and then I'll figure out what I'm gonna play. Or in this particular case, force Mechs or Murlocs, because they're pretty broken right now. So until they do a balance patch. Oh, he's gonna get up to 15 now, right? Yeah, that's nice. He's thinking about, should I sell something off the board here, because he's gonna have not enough board. What? He's not gonna have enough board space to fit his golden 5-drop and the 6-drop. So instead of coining, he sold the Anoyatron, which makes a lot of sense. It's gonna roll first instead of playing it. Oh yeah, Guardian is just the turbo nuts, man. He has that is so sad, right? He has Golden Burrower and he has Apexis Guardian, and the Apexis Guardian is gonna be stronger than the Golden Burrower. Alright, gets a triple too. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to magnetize them, that's totally fine. Atrocity for tempo, right? Almost surely, yeah. So silly, man. He's thinking about getting the Golden Touch. Maybe just like force Golden Titus or something. It's not too crazy. He's got 5 gold. He's got the tempo from the Atrocity and the Guardian. Like, it's a very viable line here. Just buy and hold. Oh, is he ripping it? He's not ripping it, right? No. That's so early. I do want to give everyone a little bit of peace of mind here, because if you haven't been through a season reset, you might say, oh my god, this season is so bad. It's literally just like 2 comps and I have to force and I get a Golden Burrower and I can't even play it. Like, this is normal, right? This is the first week. We call this the Wild West, right? This is when the game is not balanced, but it will be, right? So almost every season ending and quite a bit before the ending, usually it's like 2 weeks after the season starts. So about 2 weeks into the season is like pretty well balanced, right? It always gets better and better because they get more data and they get more feedback and they change little stuff. But the fact that there's like 2 dominant comps right now, the Murlocs and the Mechs, that is very likely going to change probably within a week already. And then there'll probably be another balance patch a week after that. So I just want to reassure people that this is not what a game's going to look like even like a week from now or 2 weeks from now. Okay, he picks up the Conveyor, which makes sense. That is what produces some more of the oh man, that's a lot of beasts. You can look for Macaw with this. He's thinking about if I change hero powers, is it gonna change the Splinter? Yeah, it's just do we sell it? Oh no, bro, that is so sad. We could be Guff. I wouldn't mind Guff, honestly. Just being a Guff while I'm already on this tier. Wow, okay. Goes for Toki. Got the Macaw, got a Tethys too. You could force Golden Tethys. Take Macaw for tempo. No, not forcing Golden Tethys. I guess he doesn't need it, huh? Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised at him taking the Toki instead of the Guff, because he already has one Apexis Guardian. I guess he wants to. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. But I feel like Guff is like so nice if you've already got some tempo and you're already on tier 5 anyway. Like, Guff's weakest part is his early game. So if you get to skip the whole early game and then you just get to be Guff, kind of nice, you know? He does lose this, despite his tempo with the Atrocity. Okay, so we have the second Time Warp. Tony gives him eyes for Macaw. Interpreter, when you play or magnetize a Mechs, give all your... That's good tempo. That's going to keep him alive. So he can take the tempo, or he can take the Tony to make Golden Macaw. Tony is better scaling in the long run if he can make like double Golden Macaw, but the Mechanome is faster. I don't think he goes for the oil though, right? Okay, goes for the Tony. So doesn't feel like he needs the instant tempo from the Mech. But he does take some of the tempo with the grease pot. It's a little bit of a middle of the road line here. So needs Titus, right? That's going to be a huge part of this meta. It's going to be rolling for Titus. Like, Bran is not bad, right? You're still happy to have Bran. Pirates and Murlocs still, right? You use Bran quite well with that. But the Titus is the one that really kicks this into gear. Especially, you know, he's going mech, so doesn't feel like he wants to... he's not hero powering yet. Oh, I found Bran. Okay, he got reborn too. We're still happy with Bran for the hero power. We also want to make sure we got the Tony on the board. We might even want to play this grease pot too, right? So what are we selling here? Okay, he's just holding the grease pot. Wow, okay. He feels comfortable. Well, he did just get reborn on Macaw and he played some volumizers, so he did get quite a bit stronger. Snipe there isn't ideal. So silly how much tempo this is. Apexis Guardian. Yeah, I mean, a bit unsure. But I guess, you know, he just took the grease pot because whatever. Now we are taking some damage here. This is getting scary. We're on 8. There's no ghosts. But he is getting size on the Apexis, which is good, right? Just 2 more volumizers. Yeah. He's just spamming volumizers with that thing. That's funny. Going in with the confidence. He's like, well, I win or I die, so looks like I win. Alright, he could just sell the Tony if he wants to now, because he does have, excuse me, eyes for his Macaw already. And farming another eyes is really fun, but is greedy. He can also just get rid of Bran, but he is Shudderwalk. Okay, he's going to get rid of his Battle Cry. I don't think we ever... Do we play the grease pot? Could play it. I don't hate hero power change. Yeah, we already have 2 Guardians. I didn't like the Toki to begin with.
We're gonna be rich.
Ooh, Rena. Reborn's also really strong. Like, you can't really go wrong here. I think you just Reno. You kind of want Titus, but you could also just make a golden Apexis right now. I think you, I don't think you risk it here, to be honest. Ooh, what? He's taunting that. I guess he's not... I guess he could play the other one and golden it. Okay, we'll sell the brand. He's gonna golden the other one. Okay, fair. I was gonna make a big taunted Apexis, and then just golden the other one. Freeze for module? Making a huge grease spot. Okay, so he's kind of just intending to keep that. I mean, he doesn't have to keep that grease spot. These stats are going to be quite negligible later. But... yeah, just look at these volumizers buffing now. The grease spot gets so big. And poison. Another eyes. So now we can eyes the conveyor and farm all the extra volumizers. What is CN? CN is China, Chinese server. It just says playing EU. I guess technically it's still 20k on China. Okay, goes for the Deflecto. Conveyor didn't die. Probably want to taunt it, right? Another reborn for the next Macaw. Could do it. Then again, he might not keep that Tony. No me. Volumizers to end on. Eyes is tier 4 or below, so he's probably going to eyes the conveyor on the board. Really just looking for Titus. Looking for a reborn on the conveyor. Probably modulating the conveyor. Alright, cool. So no Titus yet, but does have the golden reborn Macaw and the golden Guardian. Yeah, just going in with the Reno hero power and just making that thing golden is stupid. Look at how fast this is, man. You know what this reminds me of? Phalanx. Back when Phalanx was OP, Phalanx would also do this. You would just like instantly get big. Oh, kill the conveyor. Oh, that's so good. Cat, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I don't love the rolling for Titus kind of meta, but I am familiar with it. Again, right? Once you embrace it, your MMR goes up very quickly. Like, when Phalanx was a thing and I just embraced it, my god, my MMR just went... 2 hero powers? Yes, he bought a time warped card from the first time warp shop that gave him Shutterwalk hero power. And then he switched into Cat with the change hero power spell, which is always fun to see that coming back. That's a nice beast board, but yeah, Apexis is pretty broken. Look at that. Bloop. Bloop. What was that card for the ones that didn't play? Oh, Phalanx? Phalanx had a Death Rattle, which buffed all types on your board. I think +7/+7 originally. It was a 7/7 that buffed all your types +7/+7. But it was an all type. So you obviously played it with Titus, but then you could also play Hawk Strider, which then triggers your... So you'd have like double Phalanx in the front and then Hawk Strider, and then start of combat, the Phalanx would buff all your types. And then you would have Kangor too, and then the Phalanx would die, and then the Kangor would resummon the Phalanx. Because the Phalanx is an all-type minion, you could reborn it, you could Divine Shield it. You could bring it back with Cultist, which resummons the first demon that has died. So you would just go Phalanx into Phalanx into Phalanx into Phalanx into Phalanx. Oh, he found it. Okay, he does really want the golden, so he's doing the math right now. He does have that Gambler in the hand, so he might be able to get there. Let's see, 9 by 3, sell 3, that's 3, 4. He can do it. It depends. Yeah, he has the money. Pretty sure he can do it. Even if he has to play down a unit, it's worth it. But I don't think he even has to play down a unit, right? Because he has the coin. Yeah, with the coin, it's perfect. Easy money, chat. Hey, that's another thing. If you're in a more combo-esque meta... Ooh, Drama Lock, pivot. If you're in a more combo-esque meta, saving stuff like Golden Touch is huge, right? Because like instantly goldening one of your key pieces when you're playing like a combo, it's crazy. You should look at the end of the Mech game where you had to... Dude, I already took a sneak peek, Chief. I took a sneak peek. I was like, classic fucking Chief, huh? It was like the Tamsin hero power, right? I'll show it on stream. I'll show it on stream. Chief had a really insane Mech game as well. Was it Mech or Drama? It was Mech, right? Yeah, with the Annoyatron. Yeah, once the golden Titus is on the board, this is just no contest. You can see how this is not fair, right? You can see how this is not fair. Because the reason why... Well, I mean, first of all, it's too strong. Like, but another reason why it's not really fair is... once you have the Apexis Guardian, you don't really have too much of a weak spot. Because you're instantly gaining stats during the combat. So if you have Apexis Guardian with Macaw, you immediately get tempo while you're scaling as well. Immortal is not bad, but he needs like the Volumizer is better because he gains his stats during the combat. So Immortal is not, you know, he would have to play a lot of Volumizers first and then Immortal, and you know, why not just take the huge boy? So from this position, what do we even want? More Macaw? No. Looks like he just wants to play more mechs to buff now. Wind Fury to Macaw just because maybe it lives. That's fair. Let's freeze the Volumizer then? I don't know. I think you can. Because we're not really buying that much anymore. Okay. So he's farming more... oh, he missed here. He wanted to farm more... he wanted to farm more Volumizers. That's fair. That's so sad. He got griefed. He got griefed, chat. He could have had a handful of Volumizers here. He could have had a handful of Volumizers, but the ghost kecked him. So it seems like tripling into 6s and being on tier 6 early if you don't get it from your triple is like a pretty good way to approach the mech lobbies. Chief is in the chat, so I don't know if you have any like specific curve advice or just general things you've noticed, Chief. We can open a comps tab in a little bit as well to see what's on there. Wait till the game gets more balanced. Yes, but this is usually what I say is that this is sort of the Wild West where you have a mini meta, right? It's like a meta within the meta where you know it's gonna change, but it's like, what's the best way to play the broken stuff? It's almost like when I don't know if you remember this, but there was a Lobby Legends that was played. So for those of you who don't know, that's a huge tournament that used to be organized by Blizzard. where all the top players from the ladders were invited. And they did that on a particular patch where Athissa was broken. It wasn't as strong as Apexis Guardian, but relative to the power level of the meta back then, it was really strong. So you saw people doing crazy stuff to try to triple into 6 drops in a tournament. Right, he finally meets a worthy opponent who's playing the other broken comp, by the way, Drama Lock, and now he's able to get his volumizers killed. But yeah, I mean, yeah, those are the 2 meta comps right now. You kind of just play for Drama Lock or for Apexis Guardian if Mechs or Murlocs are in the lobby.